Oh,
If for any reason, okay, looks like we're going.
yay.
Let's see. Okay, looks like we're live. Yeah, all right. Hey,
Well,
it's Sue Greenbaum with Awakened Stories here today with Lydia Durham. Hey, Lydia,
hey.
how are you? So
Good.
it's March 27th, 2024. This is our third part in Lydia's life story. We'll see if we can get up to the present moment. I'm just kind of joking. We've glossed over a lot of details, so there's a lot of stories and things we haven't gone deep in. But let's kind of recap the first couple of videos. The first video was mostly your childhood, where you lived you lived an unusual life. It was kind of a dysfunctional household, to be put it mildly. Your dad had bags of cash always stowed around the house, his vehicles, like so much that he had to occasionally put it in a neighbor's shed or a friend's shed. It was just very unusual. A lot of fighting going on in the household, and all of that kind of stuff. And then you ended up marrying someone that basically didn't really want you, but wanted control of you. And he basically tried to poison you, tried to kill your family, which he succeeded. And just a very unusual time there. And then we've kind of you've moved to North Carolina, and you just started hearing like zombie like people walking around saying the name is George. All right. So and then you had a lot of coincidental type of things happen around that time. And you realized you saw a show on Charles Manson, and you realized what they were telling you is that your adopted dad was Charles Manson. Is that kind of where we were?
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, like we had said the last video, we had she had walked, wherever you went, you would hear the name is George. And then you
Yeah.
would see something pertinent to Charles Manson, which is not normal because, like I said, the last video, the Charles Manson thing happened years ago. So why
Right.
would all that stuff be coming up now? It doesn't even make sense. Um,
Right.
so you figured out who your adopted dad was, and then what happened? Because we've got more to tell.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah,
So, I mean, they did the George thing for quite some time, and
yeah,
when they're doing stuff like that, they really hammer it home.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, they'll hammer it and hammer it, go heavy and hard.
yeah. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
It's a consistency thing,
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
consistency thing. So
yeah,
everything with them will be consistency. You know, so it's not going to be like a one day here, one day there, and here and there type of thing.
yeah,
It is
yeah.
definitely going to be every day, all day, throughout the day, in a certain pattern. So this way, the person has to know and get the point that it is definitely directed at them, towards
Right,
them. There
right,
is a message being relayed to them,
right. Yeah,
by who you won't know, but you'll know that it's definitely there and coming,
right,
and then, when you start to get the message, because they're monitoring your actions or what, they'll know that you're starting to pay attention because you can't
right,
help but to pay attention,
right,
you know, then they'll start to enhance what they're doing,
right,
they'll start to maybe do it more, or get like louder with the message, just enhance the message, and just it'll get like louder,
yeah, yeah,
and they'll do things to even validate when you get what they're saying.
right, right.
Yeah.
So that isn't the only time that's happened to you, though. Like, so
No.
you have the name is George over and over and over repeatedly throughout every single day for, I think you said months.
Oh
and
yeah.
yeah, and then
I
you
mean,
see
they'll
us.
even turn off your TV remote. I mean, however they're doing it remotely. Okay. And you'll be watching something and your literally your TV will turn off. Your remote's not by you. Nothing is by you. It will turn off and it will go back on like it's rebooting yourself. You'll see the circle, like where the internet's like rebooting, that little circle thing,
Yep, yep,
reloading, because it comes back up, you'll see that happening and whatever they want. So if it's the helter skelter stuff that you've noticed for the last
mm,
month, pop
right,
up, pop up, pop up. All of a sudden, when your TV comes back on, it will all of a sudden go to a Manson flick. So it turns off, no remotes are by you, and you're sitting there like, what in the heck's going on? And then you're even thinking to yourself, man, I don't want to get up. Now I got to get up, get the remote, this and that. But
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you're saying to
yeah,
yourself, wait a minute, because you see it go back on, and then you're watching it flick itself by itself to helter skelter or whatever, a Manson interview or whatever, and you're saying, this is impossible because you've done noticed the pattern of it get feeding you the Manson stuff or whatever it's feeding you for the past whatever. So if whether it's Manson, whether it could be anything, whether it's
right, yeah,
Mariah Carey, whatever, whatever the theme is,
yeah,
that's what it's going to turn on to. Whatever the message is,
okay.
that's what it does.
So when you found out your adopted dad was Charles Manson, like, did you like flip out? Like, what did you do?
Well, yeah, my reaction. Actually, I'll tell you what my first words are. This is blanking BS. This is because of the fake news.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I just kept it real. This is because of the fake blanket news. This
yeah,
is blanket BS. If the news wasn't lying to people and people were doing their job and the Justice Department was doing their job and everybody wasn't lying in the damn news,
yeah.
maybe there wouldn't be a ring of serial killers running loose.
Crazy. It's crazy. It's just the whole premise. We're not done yet, though. That's the mind blowing
No,
thing
no, we're
about
nowhere near done.
yeah,
Like I said, there's a ring of serial killers running loose, but you got the other ones on the other side doing it, because it says it in the Bible. Where there is good, there is evil is always present. Well, think of it. Think of it. If they're saying where there is good, there is evil is always present. Well, if the evil is doing it, that means the good's doing it too. So you got them running around and they're not dead. They're in different alias names. They're wearing disguises. They're or they're just looking different, or they wore disguises when they were on TV, vice versa, whatever the case may be.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't know who they are, whatever the case may be. Well, the other side does it too. So what the good does, the bad does, they both do it. So literally it goes both ways. I hate to tell you, it is what it is.
Okay. So
Just
let's
saying.
move forward from there. You're a little bit shocked, I would say. You've got a lot of choice words. Then what happens next?
What happens next?
Yeah.
You've been bamboozled. The world has been bamboozled.
I think
But besides that,
most of us watching this already know that pretty much nothing we're seeing out there is true or correct. And I think what we
right.
don't understand is the scope of the lies
Oh
and the
yeah,
deception. Like every time I hear a new thing, I'm like shocked. And not really, but it's like, well, I haven't thought about it in that perspective before. So we already know it's not what we've been told. We already know that.
right. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it is what happened. You got a bunch of a-holes running the media. In reality, um, talking a-holes because they sit there behind the mic, you know, and run a bunch of lies.
Yeah. Yeah.
and get paid to do so,
Yeah.
and literally to destroy lives. Um, you know, it's a bunch of BS
Right. Right.
because, and literally, because the thing about it is, you have people out here that are running around in either masks or it's just not even real people,
Right.
and you're telling these stories and you have real people suffering the
Yep.
consequence of the BS that you're making up,
Right.
you
Right.
know, and you're going through this. You have people arguing, families breaking up. You got people reporting people to CPS or divorce courts. You got people's names in lawsuits. You got all this stuff going on over literally over fake news.
Right. Right.
You have murderers running loose. You have, you know, the money launderers. You have scam artists. You have all of this stuff going on off the blood, sweat, and tears of everybody else. It is the biggest abuse of power, okay, that the world has ever known,
Right. Right.
okay? And they're just running it and getting away with it, okay? And people aren't asking any questions about it. First of all, everybody wants to sit and call everybody a fraud, right? Okay. Why are you going after the people on the internet then? That would be my question. So if you're calling, oh, this whistleblower and that whistleblower's a fraud, oh, this person who's claiming that he's seen this and that, and people in the government are killing this and that, and blah blah yada yada. Why are you going after the people that claim to be? Why are you not going after the authorities then for not taking it down and allowing it to happen? Why the heck aren't you all going after the ones who are allowing people to scam people over the internet? They're getting away with it because law enforcement don't do anything about it, idiots.
Okay, let's go back to your story.
Yeah, go ahead.
So one other thing we had talked about last time was you had worked for Jeffrey Epstein, and his name to you was
Jim
Jim
Norris. Yeah,
Norris.
that's scumbag. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So when you kind of blew him in, like basically what happened is you took his whole like
Yeah,
client.
let's talk about Jim Norris. Let's talk about that low life.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause he is a real low life. You see that's a perfect story right there to get into this.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that trash bag low life. Watch me get beamed in the head by a direct energy weapon or
No,
something.
don't say
Like,
that, please.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying because I call him a trash bag low life, but he is a trash bag low life. Um, I wonder if B's watching. Anyway, in blue. Okay, so anyway, um, no, but really. So Jeffrey Epstein, aka Jimbo Norris. The name is Jim Norris, by the way. See, I use their words now. Like the name is George. The name is George. So I learned the terminology now. So now I have that poster with the name is Jim Norris. I got that from them, by the way. The name is. So now the name is Jim Norris. The name is Jim Norris. Now I throw it back at them. The name is Jim Norris. So the name is Jim Norris. So Epstein, aka Jimbo Norris, he had came to me when like the car went on fire and all that kind of stuff, because the car was set on fire. So Jim Norris has come around and he was talking about a Ponzi scheme he was running, but I didn't know it was a Ponzi scheme at the time.
Right.
So he was talking about these investment things, and he was also into a sports leadership camp. He said he was so called part of Rutgers University, and he was running this New Jersey. He had his own business, and it was like New NJ Sports because he used to play for the Giants. No, no, literally, this is it. I have the paperwork. It's on my page. that this moron was spewing. Anyway, so that he used to play for the Giants in the NFL. And so he was doing the New Jersey, whatever, but he also was involved with these scientists. And I heard them on the phone too. So I mean, this was like he has a lot of parallels with the actual Epstein. Okay. So he had this science program where they were doing concussion research, stem cell something or other, and all this other stuff. Okay. And I mean, he made it sound so good, though, me not knowing all we know today, but it's like, with the stem cell research, it would heal a lot of things. Like, so the way he was selling it, it did sound good to somebody who doesn't know what's really going on today, just a regular person. Believe me, you could sell it because it's like, well, with the stem cell research, it'll be able to, your art, if you have arthritis, if you have this, if you have that, it'll help people to be
Right.
able to, so the way you sell it, man, it's like, you're sitting there like, whoa, so you're like, wow, you know, so he's sitting there selling all that. He would have scientists on the phone in meetings
Yeah.
talking about it. The concussion research was for football players, like who had the concussion. So within the NFL, and also he was running these sports leadership camps for youths, and he was doing these little camps or something and helping them and teaching them and making these like different kind of helmets or something and stuff like that that was supposed to protect their heads better to prevent concussions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it was like all this stuff about like learn about head traumas and head injuries and stuff like that. And then he was also doing what you call a seed A raise program. And that was specifically for people who were not able to like get into the market yet. So he was going after low income people mostly. And what it was is you give $7,000. So in the market, you would need, say, you'd have to be making 100 grand a year or more to be able to mess around in the market, right? So this was to get people to that 100 grand a year within the first year.
Okay.
And so they could then play in the market, right? So he was saying you invest that 7,000 and then it grows you to 100 within that year. So now you could then go to these other platforms and be eligible to make it to the market, right? Well, it was a Ponzi scheme, right? So he had me going to these meetings and he had me, because I have a nursing license, this and that. And he figured it would be good. But here I am that, more like the, innocent type of girl, this and that. I mean, bottom line is he kind of wanted me to, I guess, be a recruiter, and I sat there. I had, some of the medical background, but I also had that, like more kind of the innocent girl business, speak to them in a certain way. And I guess make them feel a little more comfortable because
Right.
there was a woman there, whatever. But he had me at the meetings with them, speaking this and that, and he had a way, to fool them. But when my car had gone on fire, he came and he was like, I'm gonna front you a down payment for a new car, right? And I want you to make sure you get a newer kind of car because you want something reliable. You don't want to go get something, after something like that, you just don't want to go get anything. You don't want to
Right.
take chances.
Mhm.
You and your kids need to be safe and all this kind of stuff, right? So I go out there and I get something, and little did I know though, when we had certain meetings, there was a meeting with a bishop that he
Yeah,
had.
yeah, you
And
told us about that last time, yeah.
yeah, oh, I
He,
said that on here, or did
yeah,
I say
yeah,
that on the phone?
he said that you were, your car was paid in full and, he
Yeah.
misled them on purpose. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I mean, little did I know, I had no idea that he was telling them that I paid it in full,
yeah,
I never, I just, I didn't know, oh yeah, yeah, I was able to buy a car. I was able to buy a car, you know, not in full,
yeah,
um, yeah, but he's telling me I can't go to that particular meeting in the evening because they don't like women there,
yeah, yeah,
you know. So, and that gentleman informed me he's never said that when
yeah, that's what you
so
said, yeah, yeah.
right,
So
this
basically
is
you realized that it wasn't an honest business after
right.
a
And I yeah, and I said something and aired him out and all that, and boy, oh boy, did that begin a whole crap
yeah,
storm of events,
yeah.
you know.
So you basically sent out to his entire email list messages saying that it wasn't it was a scam, and I think then you sent a second message, a voicemail that he had done, so people knew who he, kind of like the person that they were dealing with. So you sent
Mhm.
that out and then he retaliated, if I'm not mistaken. So
Oh
you
yeah.
had gone to the FBI.
Oh yeah.
You were there a couple hours, and then when you got home, there were police there. So tell us about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I go to the FBI. I report that son of a b. Hate that mother. But anyway, so I report this scumbag, and then they were giving me the runaround anyway. I remember I'm waiting. I said who I was there to report what's going on. They're giving me the runaround. Then I wasn't even really able to really get what I have to do done. They're like, you have to come back and do this and do that. And I'm like,
It's weird.
really? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it was ridiculous. Like really, but I still didn't understand why. I just remember leaving like, why do I have to jump through hoops like this to report this low life? Like for frauding everybody. And then I'm going to have to go back and tell the bishop and all of them like that I tried to report this idiot and
Yeah.
nothing got done. Like this is
Yeah.
so pathetic. You know, I get back to the house and there's cops coming down from my area. And I'm like, what the hell is there cops? And they're like, are you Lydia Durham? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh, we have a call that you're going to kill yourself. And I said, I am. I said, how am I going to kill myself? They're like, well, we just had an anonymous call that you're going to kill yourself. I said, on the way home from the FBI? They said, you were just at the FBI? I said, yeah, reporting a criminal. I said, so am I going to kill myself or is the criminal going to kill me? Well, we don't know anything about that. We just had a report you're going to kill yourself. I said, well, why don't you find out, do an investigation and find out if the criminal wants to kill me? I said, because whoever's reporting this bogus BS, I said, why don't you find out if that asshole is the one going to kill me? I said, because as far as I'm concerned, I wasn't killing myself. I just called the children and told the children. Meanwhile, they're upstairs with somebody I had watching. I said, I just called and told them, get ready. I'm going to come get you. We're going to go get something to eat. So, I don't know why I would be killing myself,
Right.
reporting a crime. In fact, I said, you know what, though? I said, I would want to stick around to see that son of a bitch go down. Just to let you know, I want to see what happens with what's going to happen with that crime. They're like, well, we still have to take you to the hospital. I said, well, you know what? I said, this is the stupid. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, so you could get a call from somebody that you don't, somebody that don't give nothing. You come and speak to the person. The person can give you where they've just gone, what's going on, seem totally normal, report to you. They're not going to do anything. The person's totally and you're going to. So if I had work, if I had whatever to do, my whole day is done because you decide this. I said, that's what you're telling me in the United States of America because some asshole decides to play a game. I said, but the criminal I just reported, they didn't even really care to hear what I had to say, but he's stealing probably about over 50 people's money right now. I said, I bet nobody's picking him up though. I said, I mean, I'll guarantee you that. I said, but you know what? I'll do you a favor. I'll go to the hospital. I said, give me 2 hours. I'll be out of there. I said, and I'll report this whole incident. That's what's going to happen. I said, no problem. I'll go. A couple hours later, I was out of there. I told the doctor, I said, why I'm here, I'd like to report a criminal. I said, again, I want to put that on record in this hospital. I said, because I was on the way to the FBI, I mean, on the way back from the FBI. They wouldn't take my case from reporting criminal activity of a Ponzi scheme by Jim Norris.
Did the doctor write that down?
I think he did. I mean, he should have. He wasn't in there with his, he was just listening. I said, please take note. His name is Jim Norris, and he's running a Ponzi. Yeah, I did. I said he's running a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, when I did report him to the FBI again as Jeffrey Epstein, an ambulance showed up to the house and told me I had to go to the hospital. Swear to God. That's when the hospital told me I had this delusional disorder, though, that time. I was out in 2 hours again, but on the paperwork, I had delusional disorder. You know what I told them? I said, delusion your ass. I said, I'm telling you, the name is Jeffrey Epstein because they reported it, already. So I was like, I don't even give a crap. I'm telling you, he's not dead. I said,
and well, wasn't that before he was like captured in the whole jail thing? This happened.
No, that was when they had, remember when they had his picture up on the thing and it was his old picture and the FBI was like, if there's any more victims of Epstein, call in, like 2019 or whatever.
Yeah.
FBI had that picture and I was like, I called her up. I said, why do you have an old picture on there? I said, if you caught him, they caught him and he was supposedly in the jail over there in Brooklyn. I said, who are you kidding? I said, I would like to report something though. Yes. Are you a victim of Epstein? I said, AKA Jim Norris. I said, I would like to report that Epstein has an alias of Jim Norris. I said, he was under the name Jim Norris running his Ponzi scheme, the Seed A raise.
So you were sent to the hospital twice for evaluation for suicide. Basically, he,
and I'm going to tell you why they let me out 2 hours early because usually they would have kept you. You're sitting in the hospital telling them, I'm telling you right now, that person, if they claim he's sitting in jail, he is Jim Norris. And I'm showing them the picture. Okay. I told them, if I ever get proven right, I will own this. Go ahead and keep me tonight. I dare you to do it. Because if I get proven that is Jeffrey Epstein and I'm right, all your jobs are gone. I am not delusional. I am not on. Go ahead and drug test me. Go ahead and test if I have alcohol. Go ahead and test anything you want to test, but I will stand on this word till the day I die. If I'm right about what I'm saying, and I'm right that I have been abused and I'm being terrorized, and there is somebody, in fact, after me, all of you, I'm coming after all of you legally. So you go ahead and try to keep me here today.
Right, right.
But when I
So,
looked, when I left, they didn't say anything. They didn't tell me I had a diagnosis. They didn't say any of that. It was deep in the back of the paperwork where it said delusional disorder.
yeah, yeah. Well, they have to put something, I guess. But so you go home and we move forward in time. What happens next?
And if any of them ever see this video, and that's to Atlantic City, and that would be toward Atlantic City, New Jersey, over there.
Okay,
Remember, okay.
okay. So, like I said before, don't mess with the Jersey girl, and I kind of meant it. So,
Yeah,
okay. So, what happened next? Like he retaliated more, didn't he?
yeah.
Well,
It was constant. Well, it's all of them, it's a big
yeah,
group.
yeah.
They're a big, happy mobster family. That's what they are.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so then we go about our business and you're getting gas and you start to hear another group of zombie-like people give other messages, right?
Well, this is before because I mean, this in the mix. I skip parts, in the
Yeah, yeah.
meantime. But yeah, we had Jim Norris. Oh yeah. Oh man, should we get to that
Well,
person?
yeah, whenever, like we just have to
Uh,
kind of keep moving it forward. Like, let's not focus, focused 40 minutes on Jim Norris. Like, okay, just like
okay.
we got the story.
Well, Jim Norris was kind of important. I mean,
Yeah,
there's more to Jim Norris, but we'll get to that later.
yeah,
But
yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm trying to get to is what other retaliation did he do against you and your family? Okay.
CPS.
Well, that's a pretty big one. That's what I'm trying to get to. So what happened?
Okay, so then you have July 17th. Well, it was July 18th, but I say July 17th because on the paperwork that they handed me eventually, it says July 17th, there was another anonymous phone call. Because during this time period, we would have a lot of anonymous phone calls about, there's been complaints, noise complaints, or this complaint, that complaint of all sorts. CPS would complain, came to the house multiple times. That the time they came and did what they did was not the first time. It was multiple anonymous phone calls for no reason. Okay. But not only that, it would be noise complaints, cops being called for no, like one time specifically, literally the cops were called anonymously again. We were saying, reporting, oh, people are fighting up there, there's domestic violence or something going on. Me and the children were not home. Nobody was in the house. We were walking back with bags in our hands. Okay. And we're walking up and cops are coming down. And I said, excuse me, were you just up at? They said, yes. Are you Lydia Durham? And I'm like, I can't believe it. Here we go again. And they're like, yeah. And I said, yes, I am. And they said, okay, who's upstairs? I said, no one that I know of. Why? They said, well, we just had a call that there was a lot of noise up there, that there was a domestic violence situation going on. People are fighting and everything. I said, well, you're welcome to come back up there with me. I said, we've been out, sir. I said, you guys keep getting these phone calls and they've been all lies. I said, now you're getting one that's saying, I said, how long ago did that phone call come in? They said, about 10 to 15 minutes ago. We rushed right here. I said, well, sir, we were down the block at this store. I lifted up the bag, showed him the name of the store. The store's 20 minutes away. So if we went to the store, that's 20 minutes to get there. We shopped at the store, that's however long. We came back to the store, that's another 20 minutes. How was that happening 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, yeah.
So here's the thing. I said, you want to come up and see if there's anybody in there? I said, maybe you should anyway, in case there's somebody else in there that broke in and causing the disturbance and it isn't us. I said, because, all these anonymous calls that you're getting, these lies that you're getting, so who's doing this? Who's calling and purposely harassing the hell out of us? and pinning all of this on us.
Right.
I said, this is a character assassination, obviously. I said, your police department and other agencies have continuously gotten calls in reference to my family, to myself, my children, or whoever in my household, and none of it checks out. We're not even home. I said, can you explain? Well, yeah, you should, if you want to complain about that, you'd have to do this and do that. I said, I shouldn't have to. Why don't you? I said, you're here. You should be putting this in the report. This isn't right. You're a witness to the fact we weren't home. You just came out and had to waste your time because we're not here. I said, I will also complain, but you should also be saying something about
Right.
it.
Right.
It's not right. How
So,
many times?
so then when do they come basically to?
17th. Okay, July 17th. It was
Yep.
on the paperwork that a supposed call came in
Right.
that now here we go again. I was going to kill myself and the children. Well, they didn't show up till July 18th, by the way. So
Oh.
here's my thing. If I was going to kill myself and the children, you idiots, okay, and I have the paperwork for all this, for all those who would like the proof and evidence, just in
Yeah.
case, it's on my page. Paperwork, their paperwork at that. It ain't mine, idiots. Okay, so July 17th, an anonymous call comes in. She's going to kill herself and the children. Well, dum-dums, you wait 24 hours to get there? Well, thank God we're not dead, stupid. Um, I mean,
Yeah.
now, medical terminology, that would be considered a stat,
Yeah.
emergency phone call, okay?
Yeah.
Because if somebody's going to kill themselves, they're suicidal, and somebody else, that's homicidal, idiot. So, therefore, that's a stat emergency phone call. They should have been out there on the 17th immediately to check and make sure that both parties were okay. They should have immediately had an evaluation on the person that the allegation was on and separated from the people that they were going to commit the crime against as
Right.
well.
Right.
Made
Right.
sure that all parties were safe and everything was cool, and went from there. Made a decision from there whether it was founded or not. They didn't do that. Okay. Now you come the next day, the 18th, at about 3 something in the afternoon. It checks out that the parties are, thank God, alive, because no thanks to you idiots, they wouldn't have been. And the we answered the door. I answered the door, and I'm like, I'm gonna what? I said, well, no, we were actually getting ready to go to Jersey because my birthday, July 19th, and we were gonna go to Jersey to do some stuff, right? And the kids were like in the background, like, oh no, not again, because they're so sick of these calls now.
Yeah.
They're in the background. Like, this is ridiculous, right? So, you know, and then they're like, well, can we talk to the kids? And the kids are like, we don't want to talk to them. And I'm like, oh, man, it is what it is. Like, we got to go, like, whatever. So they're talking to kids. The kids are like, we're tired of this, like, this and that. But I'm like, okay, anything else? Like, obviously, this ain't going on here. I said, we're going to get something to eat. We're getting ready to go. Like, we're packing here. We're doing things. Okay, well, we still need to see you, sometime in a couple of days. I said, well, look, we're going to Jersey. Can't do it the 19th. I'm going for a couple of days. Like, it's going to have to be some other time. Like, you know, it is what it is. She's like, okay, well, we'll do it in a couple of days, this and that. Fine. Can you sign these papers? Oh, on the papers, it had the allegations. I said, I'm not signing that. Why not? Because it's not true. Why would I sign this agreement with you and a safety plan of allegations that aren't true? Why am I going to sign that? I don't have to sign that. It's not true. That's like me agreeing to a crime that I didn't commit. I'm
Right.
not
Of course. Yeah.
So I'm just not. So mine's stupid. The hell's wrong with you? But anyway, so they said, okay, well, you have a good day. We'll see you, then on the day, whatever, when we said, okay, we're packing this and that. This idiot is going to come back at 7 o'clock with the cops. Now, we're still not dead. Keep in mind, just please remember that. We're still not dead. Nobody's dead. We're still alive. In fact, isn't it 2024 from 2018? Damn, I'm still not dead. Neither are they. Oh, wow. I guess that's really an unfounded uh you know
Yeah, accusation. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
unfounded. But anyway, so um they come back at 7 o'clock talking about we have something to take the kids. When I asked her to see the papers, she told me no. I said no. I said, what the hell do you mean? No. She told me, we're taking them because you're a crazy. I said, you come back here and tell me after you told me you'll see me on this day, after you come to the house with these crazy accusations that you're taking the kids and not going to show me a paper, you kidnapping psychopath, and you tell me I'm crazy?
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, do you hear what you sound like?
Yeah.
I said, you're out of your mind, lady. They take they take Clifford, the youngest one, and they left her. She was only 17. She's autistic, and it's like she is 10 years old being autistic. 17 is still a minor autistic, like she's 10, but she's a minor. So ask yourselves this: if I was going to kill myself and that was really true, that was the real reason, and I was going to kill them, I guess I could have killed myself and I could have killed her too. Me and her could have been dead because they left us standing in that parking lot and with a reason and a motive now because they just took him. How do you
So,
think?
were you outside in the parking lot when they came back that time? Like, how did
No,
they
I was,
get?
I was, I was packing the stuff. I was about to put it in the car, and they
Yeah.
came. They were here. They were like I was opening the door, and here they were walking up. There they were, right
And
there.
so they took Clifford, and you basically never got him back.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so undocumented, unethical, the whole thing, illegal.
Then they have the papers marked July 19th for my birthday, like happy birthday, bitch. Excuse my language, but yes.
Yeah.
So, and then on the papers, think about it. So on the papers, it says July 17th, the phone call comes in, and the paper, and really, you took
Yeah.
them July 18th, but the papers are marked July 19th. So
Yeah.
really think about it. How important was it? But you didn't take her till the 19th either because you only took her because I went to the psychiatrist where I went to get anxiety pills, you know, and when they gave me a note stating that I don't present with any, and I haven't presented with any suicidal or homicidal ever in their office. Whatever, problems, and I've never had a problem, and I always go there. I get my anxiety medication. I have no problems and this and that. When I got the note from them to bring over to there, you know um I went over there, she was in the background yelling, give me back my brother. you know um she probably heard me talk to the counselors like, how are you going to take one kid and not the other? That proves that you are just beyond guilty. She said that, and then they were like, oh shoot, that's when they grabbed her like, man, we're going to be, if she leaves and go, it probably dawned on them, if she leaves and goes to Jersey with that kid, we're screwed.
So
Because and that's,
how long did they have her? She was 17 then, so they released her when she was 18 back to your custody, right? Nope.
nope.
So how'd you get her back?
I went and got her after, which that was a another problem. But I went and got her from this. She was in this place for disabled people. But I went and got her from there because she was overage. I was able to get her there from there, and a couple people helped me to do that. But they were talking a lot, telling me, because they read notes from these people, like if I'm this and I'm that, I'm crazy. They got me documented like I'm a mental nutcase, you know, and I'm
I
just
can't,
like, man.
I can't even imagine going through all of that. And I mean, there's
Well,
more.
yeah,
That's the problem. There's more. But
right here. Well, here's the thing: when
oh my
it
God,
comes to these agencies, I'm going to tell you like this: when it comes to these agencies, their go-to is gaslighting and mental health. So what they'll do, that's where we get into the targeted individual program. Okay. Their go-to is to target an individual, to gaslight the individual something surreal, to surround the person with a bunch of things and make it virtually impossible for that person to maybe prove that it's going on, such as these non-coincidences, these calms that they give, these things that they've been surrounding with me with,
right, right.
that it's happening. It's happening to you. It's happening to you. It's happening to you. But try to prove it. I dare you, Lydia. Try to prove it.
Yeah,
And then you reach out like, yo, something's going on around me. Something's happening. Something's happening. But nobody's going to believe you. Just like in a regular relationship, when a person is doing something to you, it's the same thing. But imagine it on steroids, because these people, like, imagine you're with that person in a relationship, right? And that person that you could be with, and it's like they're doing stuff to you in your home or in a relationship, and it's like nobody sees it but you, because every time you get around people, they act so sweet, they act so nice, and nobody sees what they do to you but you, and you're like dying to get them you're dying to get evidence of them doing something, or you want somebody to see them doing what they do to you so bad, because it's like people need to see, because every time they get around people, they're the nicest person in the world, and everyone thinks that you have the best boyfriend or girlfriend in the world, because they're just like they know how to turn it on, right? But that when they're alone, they're the monster of all monsters, right?
right.
Imagine that on steroids, because that person has the power and money of God knows what behind them, and they could run a conspiracy that would just is beyond your belief
Right.
behind them.
Yeah.
That's what this is. And what they'll do is these agencies, they'll target the person, they'll gaslight the hell out of the person. Then the person does it. You're a human being. So any human being is going to start telling somebody and reaching out, right? They're going to start going for that help. They're going to start reaching out wherever they could. And when certain people don't listen, then they're going to get on the internet and they're going to reach out for help. They're going to just reach out wherever they can to tell what's going on. They're going to feel like scared and isolated and alone.
Right.
They're going to start
Right.
telling the story, right? And then what's going to happen is they're going to look crazy or whatever. But here's the thing, too. What happens too is the go-to is to discredit what the person is saying, because in a discredited person is it means that the person has no truth to what they're saying, which will automatically protect the agencies and protect them in in what they're doing, in their abuse and everything. And nobody will listen to them. They'll automatically say, oh, don't worry about it, that person is off their rocker, that person, just don't listen to them. Everybody just brushes the person off. They don't want to hear it. That's it. And the agencies, or whoever, the abuser, the terrorizer, the whatever, gets away and could continue it. And if they could just put these people over like this, one person's over here, one person's over here, one person's over here, and just hide these people away, they could keep taunting and abusing whoever the hell they want.
Right.
Bullshit.
So basically around 2017, 2018, like it's like somebody upped the amps of pain in your life. You had all
Mhm.
these things happen and you couldn't really get assistance from anyone. So I know that was a rapid awakening for you because,
Let me tell you something. It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I'll tell you why, but it's not a self-fulfilling prophecy. They make it a self-fulfilling prophecy. Why do I say that? Because they're putting it on, she wants to kill herself. She wants to kill herself. No, they make you want to kill yourself.
yeah. Okay.
See, they'll make what they're putting on you and projecting on you, then they'll make you say, you know what, you're right, I do want to kill myself because of what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, they took Clifford away. You still haven't received him back. He just turned 18 a couple days ago.
Just turned 18. Yep. But he's
Yeah.
doing that music stuff.
Yep.
And see, now that's another problem. It's like he turns 18, and I have a feeling that somebody's saying, because of what I'm talking about and what I'm doing, don't talk to her too much.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, we don't know if I remember correctly, he was put into a home where the man there was an abuser. If that's not
Oh, well, yeah, yeah, that's actually the grandfather. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh, well, yeah, he had hauled off before and broke foster kids' arms, yes.
yeah. And so you have tried to get him out consistently. And so I met you maybe I don't even know, 2 or 3 years ago. And you were working on getting him out. That was really your agenda, how to get him back. And you needed
Right.
help and
Well,
asking for
my
help.
yeah, my thing is I knew that reporting it regularly wasn't going to work because
Right.
obviously they have an agenda.
There's an
For
agenda.
me, I'm not dumb.
Yeah.
And the prior times, like I said, reporting it to the FBI, I see how that goes. Reporting it this every time I do something, whatever. So I go this way or certain routes, right? Reach out certain routes, right? And I know that it's gotten in the hands. My stuff has reached the hands of like the most high people, all the people that need to know,
Right.
and they know they got it. Okay,
Yeah.
why nothing has been done is completely outrageous.
Right. Right. Right.
Bottom line,
And
no
we've got
excuse.
a fairly complex story because we're not done yet. But
Right.
yeah, and even you and I were on the phone once. I contacted several news reporters and intel providers, all these people. Literally nothing happened. It was crickets. So nobody really wants to step up to the plate. Now, either they don't want to for, they're being controlled, they're being watched, or they're just, they don't believe your story. But let's tell the rest of the story. So, fast forward a little bit, then you start hearing other zombie-like people, uh, you know, give you these little statements. And from what you told me before, they were like zombies. They were like being controlled in some fashion. And it was multiple times per day, all day long, wherever you went. These like zombie guys, we'll call them, would come up and give you the same exact wording. So what, do you know what I'm talking about?
The same wording.
Yeah, they'd say, must be nice to be Trump's daughter.
Oh yes. Oh, okay. You want me to do that? Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Sorry, I
I
had
didn't want to do, I wanted you to do it, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'll do it. I'll do it. But I'm sorry, I had one call come in, and I had to tell that person that they'll keep on. Whatever. But I had this. It was an extremely large creature texting. Extremely large creature that eats all day. He was texting that large creature.
you're bad. You're so bad. But
Not
go ahead.
really.
Yeah.
I mean, well, if I didn't text him back, I was scared that he would just keep eating and eating and eating all day.
You're bad.
Not really.
Yeah.
He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Just keep
Okay.
eating and eating. Okay, so anyway, um, fatty swole. So as I was saying, yeah, okay, so the president thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm making a hit song, by the way, but we'll talk about that after this.
We heard your song.
You heard it?
I did hear it.
I know it's so, I know it, it came for such inspiration.
Well, let's get the story out to those that haven't heard it.
Yeah, and then we could promote the song, Anyway, I might have to start, I don't rap. I'm not a rapper, right? I'll do the
Yeah, you.
singing thing. But I'm gonna think about starting a hip hop career, you know,
Okay.
maybe. Now let me start. Okay, so then it started with that person. So okay, after I narrowed down the helter skelter Manson, look at your game, girl. Then we moved on. All of a sudden, they start playing something else. And here we are. And I start going out, and oh my God. And everybody starts flooding me, whether it's the gas station, whether it's the mall, whether it's just on the street, even outside the complex. All of a sudden, now, before this, it was all Manson, right? Nobody was surrounding me with any of this. It literally just switched like a 360, like phew. Like all of a sudden, it's like everybody became a Trump fan overnight. Nobody was a Trump fan around me. No one. Oh, and now he was already in office. Keep that in mind. He was
Okay.
already in office. So it's not like, oh, Trump's running for president. Let's everybody we support Trump. No. He was already in office running that big mouth he's got. He's got a big mouth. Now look, he's already in office running that mouth. And overnight, everybody's wearing MAGA hats. Everybody's walking around with the Trump stuff and the Trump stickers on the car, the MAGA stuff. And I just start at first it didn't dawn on me. I'm just, and then I'm like, what the hell is going on around here? Everybody's like, and then they're playing the things. I'm walking in stores, they're talking about his rallies, with the rallies going. Oh, are you gonna watch Trump on TV tonight? And I'm saying, who the hell cares? Like, because you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm not you, who cares? You
Mhm.
know, I'm not used to hearing it because it wasn't surrounding, Now I'm used to hearing about a serial killer. Now I got to hear about him all day, every day, all day, every day. That's how they really started it, with just flooding the go, 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 Trump, and I'm like, everybody around here is a damn Trump fan. The hell's going on? You know? So I'm like, whatever, to each their own, man. Not that I had a problem with, you know what I mean? I'm just wondering what the hell just happened, you know? Then it started. People bumping into me or just walking up to me, or this weird stuff, man. I mean, literally just coming up and saying, it must be nice to be Trump's daughter, with their country accent. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, I ain't even gonna lie. The first lady, that I thought she was drunk, because I thought there was something really wrong. And I'm thinking, who in the shit is she talking? Like, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like trying to get away from her. I'm like, man, this lady's
Yeah.
crazy. Man. I'm out of there. I'm thinking, man, I'm out of here. And I'm thinking, if anybody's crazy, it's these people, man. I'm the hell out of here. You know, got in the car real quick, hell out of there. You know, I go to the mall. And they're like, oh, like, I wonder, I used to wonder about Trump's kids. And I'm like, who the hell cares about Trump's kids? But I'm like, that's odd. Whatever. Whatever. Go home. They start, then it's him that shows up on the YouTube. Whether it was hate stuff, because they have the hate stuff on Trump, or love stuff, it's Trump stuff. And I'm saying, oh my God, all I see is the face, the hair. I mean, stupid stuff too. They had the ones with the hair, it's like, like whatever, like
Right.
whatever it was, it's just his face and mouth going, like, just ridiculous. I said, oh no, they're starting with a new one. Now it's Trump. That I started realizing now it went from Manson to the Trump. I said, I can't believe it. They're starting with Trump now, you know? So then it's like, okay. And then I go out and they started again the next day with it must be nice to this and that. And I'm saying, what in the hell? And I'm like, somebody's messing around, man. I said, this is getting wicked now. I said, this is out. This is sick, sadistic crap, man. I'm like, this is out there, man. And I'm just like trying to I would walk fast away from these people after I'm like, man, I gotta get out of here. So I'm like, this is insane. So it would just again, so like I said, it would go from say this. So if I'm at a restaurant, then I'm at the Walmart, then I'm at whatever, it's from this place, this place, this place. If I was traveling from, say, North Carolina to Jersey, it follows. I got to stop in between states. They say go to the bathroom or get gas or go stop to get something to eat, whatever. It's stopping in the states. It's literally following me from state to state. They would literally make sure they would pull up with the Trump flags or whatever and get out and say something in different states. That's how you know, like, man, this is following me, man. This is impossible. It would follow me there, it would be there, and it would follow me back. They were rolling heavy, man, right with me. I've never seen an operation. That's when it dawned on me, like, I don't know who in the hell I know, or they, no, I don't know that. They know me. Who the hell could possibly know me with this kind of power and this kind of money? Because it's not the doctor down the street that could pull some crap like this off. Who the hell can run an operation like this?
So if I remember correctly, like before you had these zombie people, let's call them, controlled
They're
people
zombies.
up and say the
Yep.
name is George. Now they're saying must be nice to be Trump's daughter.
Yeah.
You're surrounded by Trump stuff all the time, but people are saying that specifically to you.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how many
At
like
first, I thought it was my grandfather or something. I said, "What are they saying? He's my grandfather? Like father? That can't be my father. Get the hell out of
yeah,
here!"
okay.
Like I was
So,
in total denial. I'm not even gonna lie. I said, "This is impossible, man. Come
yeah.
on!" Like I was not believing this. I swear, I really was. So I said, maybe they mean grandfather or something. Like maybe they mean something else. Like this is impossible. But then I started really. I'm like thinking. I'm like, okay. I'm thinking about all these events. Like I'm saying to myself, somebody is literally in my phones, like hacked. Like there's something like I'm being hacked and I have caught like following me. Like this operation around me is so sophisticated. Like I said, it's not your doctor down the street, it's not your regular lawyer. Like this is some high level military operational. Like you have to have some serious high level power. You have to have some money behind you. You have to have like whoever knows me, it's directed to me because, like I said, everywhere I go, it don't matter if I'm in different states. I've proven that on my page. I could be in this state, that state, wherever I go, it's there. So I'm like, whoever's doing this, they definitely know me and they definitely have to have some high level and some serious cash. Who the F could pull that? So I'm thinking, well, it has to be somebody in that kind of category, like the Trump category, to this category. Who the hell else could pull something like this off? So even when we
About
get to another name, when they started putting this other name in there, I'm thinking, I mean, who it's got to be like I mean, like maybe it is real. Like that's how I came to the fact and conclusion that, okay, well, maybe it is real because those are the only people. Like that's when I said, well, I was physically told I am adopted. Okay. So there's all these weird things that have happened and certain things I was told, and then I am adopted. So could it possibly be that I do belong to certain people, and those people are people of this stature. You know what I mean? And that is why, who knows me that I don't know about? Because if I'm adopted, that means I may not know about you, but you know about me, you know, because the only thing I can think of to explain some kind of operation like this, someone knows about me that has that kind of power. The only people that can't have that kind of power and that kind of money, it's not going to be the average person.
Right,
Doc.
right.
It's not. You it would be
About
them
how
type of people, man. I mean, who the hell else could do that, man?
about how
Come on.
long did this Trump piece go on for?
For a hot minute, like
Weeks, days, weeks?
no, like that. It's still
No.
going on.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
not
know
like
that.
that, not like
Yeah.
that, but the man that when it took me a while to sit with that, so they hammered that man for probably like 8 months or more. Because I kept going back and forth. I'm not even lying. So I would admit it, and then I'd be like, nah. So then they would start it again, like hardcore, like, oh, that, like, I guess in their minds, they probably like, damn it, we almost had it. Like, bam, go at her again, because I would be like, that is impossible.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
nah, I'm gonna ignore it. And they would go at it again, like, boom, hit her again, So I'm like, no,
So
maybe it's
so
true.
basically what happened is you heard it so many times it like you kind of awakened to that concept or that idea. When did you start having the belief system that Trump was your father?
Okay, when they hammered it and hammered it and hammered it so much, so I decided to, I said, you know what, I'm gonna put something out, I'm gonna start throwing stuff out there and see what I get back. So it's like I had this motto in my head, like, I'm gonna go fishing at you now. I'm gonna start throwing things at you and see what you do. So when they started, here it is, when they started saying things to me that he would say at his rallies later that night. And when they started saying things to me that he would post on his at real Donald Trump Twitter account. So, for instance, I was going to the mall, right? I'd go to the mall, and before he started using pencil neck Adam shift, right? Perfect example. Really? Perfect example, too. Before he started using that, they'd walk up to me and go, pencil neck. And I'm like, what in the hell does that even mean, you weirdo? And an hour later, they'd send me the clip, like the clip would mysteriously, here's Trump, pencil neck, Adam Schiff, he what, and I'm like, holy, and there it goes, just flooding around, or, it'd be a couple of days later, or here it is, I say certain things in front of certain people or why I'm out. And next thing you know, Trump's using the word. And I'm like, whoa, Jack, or um, I would get a whole line. They would say a whole line that he's using at his rally,
Right, right.
like 3 days before his rally. And a perfect example, which is on my page, they've done it too. Like this guy, Savage Dog, had he calls himself that Savage Dog on Telegram. He said to me on a text message, if you're Trump's daughter, I want Trump to say savage.
Oh,
And I said, yes. And I said, well, yeah, even on Truth Social or anywhere, just anywhere, it wouldn't matter. He goes, yeah, anywhere. I don't care. I love that dude. I want him to say, playing around. And it's on text message. And I said, yeah, And he was like, yeah, I'd have a heart attack. It'd be so funny, I think it was 2 days later, 2 or 3 days later. He's at the rally and he says something about one of the illegal aliens coming in. He goes, I a savage illegal alien did something something while walking his dog. That's Savage Dog right there. Said his whole name 2 or 3 days later. Because oh yeah, Savage was like, that would mean your phone's being tapped. My phone's being tapped. If he's really your father, I want him to say my name. That's what he says. I want him to say Savage. Savage
Yeah.
Dog. And he said it.
It's not a,
So he does
yeah,
it all the time.
yeah. So
Mhm.
basically you come to the realization that Trump is your dad. All right.
Right. And then I'm not gonna relay the source. Um, however, well, I'll go back. There's two things. Two things. So what I did was another phishing thing that I did is I went onto his Twitter and I said, which is also on my page for people to look. The Savage thing's on my page, and this one I'm about to say is on my page too. I went onto his Twitter. I think was it 2019, I think it was, whatever. And I said something about what about I responded to a Twitter post. I said, what about your unknown daughter? Um, what I say, what about your unknown daughter? Does my life matter or something like that? And his very next tweet, like 15 minutes later, something like that, was Daughters of the Heartland, right at his unknown at his at real um
I
Donald
just got
Trump
chills. Yeah.
Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah. So and then there was something lined up with the Q too, Q post, because they did it on my birthday because I used a certain word and they put the word on my birthday and then they put God bless America, like in something with verified something. But then besides that too, because that's what I would do to fish for, like to see if he would throw the like something back, and he usually always did. And I'm like, this is wild. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is going on here? Right. And then, oh, yeah. And then there's this Andrew story too, because this guy, Andrew, who came up to me last Easter, I have a picture of him. It's on my page. He looks like the guy that was standing next to Trump in where was Trump? I don't remember where Trump was. At Scotland. No, yeah, I do. In Scotland. I could show you the picture. It's on my page though. He
Okay.
came up and told me, he said, came up to me on Easter. In fact, look it up because there was an EBS that went throughout Florida, like right after, like a week or two after Easter. And we got that thing. Oh, sorry for the EBS. Sorry for the EBS from Ron DeSantis. Andrew came up to me. Oh, there's going to be a great awakening. There's going to be an EBS. And there was in Florida at least. It woke everybody up at 4 in the morning, and he apologized for it. Well, that guy Andrew came up to me and was like, out of nowhere, he gets out with his MAGA hat at Walmart. He gets out with his Trump stickers Q on the back of his car, and he just looked at me and heads right over. He goes, "Beware the Great Awakening." And I said, "What?" I just whipped out my camera. I'm like, what the hell is this, man? And I'm like, here we go. It's another one of these creatures, you know? And literally, and I'm like, wait, who are you? What? He's like, gotta watch out. There's gonna be a great awakening. Do you know about the Great Awakening? Do you know about the like any? And I'm like, what the hell? This was last Easter. Last Easter. And literally there was an EBS right here in Florida. But he looks, I'm telling you, he is that guy standing next to Trump. I'm telling you, he is. So then, I can't make it up. So then, um, but there's another guy that he. How could I do this without giving his name though? Damn it. Oh, I don't want to give his name. Let's
Okay.
just put it this way. He has affiliation with certain individuals, uh, you know, in the realm, and he verified that it is. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. You know what I mean? And he also verified that they all know, and there's a lot of blackmail going on.
Yeah.
Bama. Okay, well, along with the other person we all know
Yeah,
that
let's
knows.
hear it. Let's hear it. Keep going. Like I don't even have to talk. You just
Yeah. The other person we know, everybody knows on here, mostly everybody knows on here, he
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
that Mr. Wonderful over there knows,
Are
you
you
know.
talking about Smarty?
Yeah,
Okay.
he knows.
Was
Well, I'm not talking about him. The first one
right.
isn't him, but the
Okay.
second one is him. Yes, he
Okay.
knows. And then that other person,
Yeah.
he knows certain individuals amongst all of them as well, and
Yeah.
has they have handed certain things and documentations and legal like things like hardcore stuff. And I mean, you know what I mean? And there's blackmail, like I mean, literally. And I mean, I was specifically told they all know you are not the unknown daughter. In fact, I mean, you're not. He told me you're not the unknown daughter. You
Right.
are the known daughter amongst them all. And there's a lot of blackmail going on.
Right. Right.
And that's why.
And we had talked about that on the phone or something a few weeks ago. It's like, you were trying to do that petition, and we emailed everybody and we called everybody, blah, blah, blah. I was trying to help and no one responded, but they really can't at this point. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I think down the road it's going to be a totally different story. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
okay. So basically, you find out this news. It takes you months of like going back and forth, and then you decide, okay, I think this is real. And so you test the water with these tweets and this and that, and you get confirmation. He says Savage, he says Daughter of the Heartland, and some other stuff. And
Yeah,
so
there's a lot more, but
yeah.
you know.
Well, we just want to get the story out for
Mhm.
those that have been waiting
Right.
for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, so then, what happens from there? Once you start to believe, what happens then?
Well, that's when I start, saying to myself, okay, well, if this is what it is, which okay it is. All right. So then I'm saying, well then, oh shit. Like now what? Like what the hell is going on?
Right.
Like, okay. And then I'm saying, all right, there's some really not good people after me. Oh shoot. What do I do now? Like, uh-oh. And I'm like, this is really not good, man. You know,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh man. And I'm thinking, well, what the hell is he going to do about it? You know, I mean, that's the first thing anybody's going to think because here you are, right? And you're thinking, well, that means his enemies are looking this way. Man, that's some really big enemies right there now.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the hell am I going to do about that?
Yeah.
That's really not good. So then you're thinking, well, what the hell is he going to do about it? Who the hell's going to do something about it? So now you're saying, okay, now you're waiting for somebody to step in and help you. Because here's the thing, you know, a lot of people could pass judgment and say, well, you could, you should be able to do something for yourself. You should be able to, okay, people need to start thinking like this, right? That would be okay if you're in a normal situation. However, think of it like this, right? Everybody gets upset and defends a child, right, against an abuser or an attacker, a pedophile or whatever, because why? That child is what? Innocent, helpless, defenseless, scared, can't defend themselves. They're, all that, right? Okay. So if you have somebody, whether they're an adult or not, right? But they're up against an enemy that is way bigger than them. They didn't even know they had, way more powerful, way more tougher, an enemy that they also are defenseless against, helpless against, hopeless against, that could take advantage of them, that could literally rape them in every way. that can leave them with nothing, not one shred of themselves. Okay. That it can do the same exact thing to that person and their family that that big, nasty abuser can do to that innocent child, because that adult and their family is just as innocent and just as scared or just as easy to terrorize and abuse and take advantage of as that little child at this point, because that that enemy is so much more powerful and has so much more resources and has so much more weight. They're so much more bigger than this person. They could take so much more advantage of that person.
Right, right. No
Why
question.
would you not fight for
Right,
that person? They Because literally that enemy then turns that person into that child at that point. They literally do. That person is helpless against an enemy like that.
right.
And without the correct support, without the correct, you know, love, nurturing, caring, support, um, financially, emotionally, um, just everything, everything. Okay, if that person don't have a solid foundation and ground, everything, they're done, and that's it,
Yep.
because they are that child at that point, and that enemy is that big, big, scary abuser.
Right,
Bottom line,
right.
because you have to look at the here's the person and here's the enemy. You have to look at the size of it and what the capabilities are and the vulnerabilities versus the non-vulnerability. You have to look at what the fight is, and that's it, and what they can reduce somebody down to. And bottom line, so when I'm looking at that, okay, and you're saying, you're really gonna leave me out here like this? I didn't even know this is an invisible enemy to me in the first place. They all knew what they were in for. Trump knows what he's fighting. He knows what he's in. He knows what he's up against. And so do the rest of them. I didn't even know I belonged to these people. I didn't
Right.
even know I was involved in something like this.
Yep.
I didn't
Yep.
sign up for this. Neither did my children. So you're really going to leave an innocent woman who didn't even have any, I didn't sign up. I didn't prep for this. I don't have, I don't have assets or anything to back myself up to fight against an enemy like this. I don't have nothing to do any, you know what I mean? I have no clue
Right,
what I'm in for.
right.
But you're really gonna leave me out here. So, I'm sitting here and the things I haven't even really discussed what really has been done to me and my children. Even today something happened and I'm on here and you guys can't even tell. So therefore it's like, you know, I haven't even begun to say that. And it's like, you're leaving me, you're really gonna do that when you have resources and no, you have knowledge. People perish for lack of knowledge. You really are gonna leave me to perish for a lack of knowledge that I had no control, that I didn't have. You
Right,
guys didn't give it to me.
right,
That's
right.
not right. A
So
woman,
let's set,
not
let's
cool.
show the setting, like your kids have been taken away, right? You basically got no job. Your kids were taken away. Then you find out he's your dad and you're not getting any assistance whatsoever from anyone to get your kids back.
Nothing.
Yeah. So like, just imagine the frustration and anger that you would feel, like the audience, and I'm talking to them. Like, can you imagine how frustrating that would be? It would be insanely frustrating. And I can see why, there's a great injustice here. So, how did you find out who your mom was? Your biological mom?
Well,
Come on.
you know.
Gotta
That's
tell the story. I promised him three
well,
big,
that person, she ain't living good herself.
yeah.
I've
Well,
known her for a hot minute. And but I've known her, um, you know,
yeah, yeah.
for a
So,
while.
so
Uh,
how, so you met her in her, like, we're gonna
I
call
was
it,
only 21 or 22. Yeah,
yeah,
I met her a long time ago, a while ago,
yeah.
and but 2018, Cisco might laugh at this because he might know. She does not drink liquor, like hard liquor, but she does like her wine. But she don't drink hard liquors now, only wine. So, we go into this wine store. I fast forwarded now because, like I said, I've known her for a while. But she just came into my life as somebody, just a regular person
Yeah.
and likes church and all that kind of stuff, whatever, whatever. So I'm fast forwarding. Anyway, so 2018, we are in, she had to go get her wine, and we're in the liquor store getting her wine. And somebody was running their damn mouth, and they were trying to run it to her, and she just looked at them, and I was like, I turned to them and I said, why don't you just shut up? And because they were getting whatever, and he tried to say something to me. I'm arguing with him, and she just turned around and was like, boy, you need to watch your mouth. That's my daughter. I will lay you out on this ground. You hear me? And I'm like, and then I just shut up because I'm like, man, I'm out of it. Forget it. I'm done. Because when she gets involved, all bets are off. I'm
Okay.
done.
Okay.
She's way worse than me. All right. So that's why.
No, I'm not buying that for a second. So
Believe me,
was this incident in 2018 or was this way back when?
2018, that incident.
Okay.
So I said, oh, hell, I'm done. I'm out of it. Because if she goes off, I'm out of there. So, that took care of that. And I'm like, mother. But then people started giving me little clues about her. But then there's this one specific video. And when I looked at that video, I said, holy. And that's when I knew. I said, oh, shit. But when she sings alone, you're like, well, it does make sense. And she always did have stories about Whitney. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe it is. I
Yeah.
don't pay,
Yeah.
you know? So I said, well, screw it. If it, I mean, the rest of this, the rest of this is happening. Why not just go along with the program from now on? Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I started doing, like going along with the program, like whatever.
Yeah.
It is
So
what it is.
shall we tell people the name?
Go ahead.
You.
Oh, I thought, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess. Whitney Houston.
Okay. I just got wicked chills as you said it.
Really?
So basically the story goes, I think Whitney was maybe 14
14, yeah, that's what, yeah.
and she had you
If they ain't
and
lying, yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so, and you had like you said when you were younger, you had interacted with her. And of course you have musical ability, as does she. And she would occasionally bring her I guess sisters or like the band.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people that always came.
Yeah.
And I remember, yeah, because when I first started coming around too, I didn't take it as anything then because there was none of this going on. So
Yeah, yeah,
years ago,
yeah,
I just took it as like, oh, I remind them of Beverly. So what? Like, how you meet people and they're like, man, you're just like a friend I know, like a
yeah,
friend of hers or whatever.
yeah, yeah,
You're not thinking of nothing, right? So this one lady, she used to be like, oh, you're just like a little Beverly. And she used to always say that when I
yeah,
first started going around them. So like at 20, 21 or whatever, she was like, oh, you're just like a little Beverly. You're just so much like a little Beverly. And I'm like, oh, okay.
so
Like I
it didn't click in with you, like it didn't make any
not
sense.
all, not one bit. Well, no, I mean, I just thought like, oh, I remind them of Beverly when she was younger.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. No big deal. Like, somebody like, oh, you remind me of this girl I know, or you remind me of, oh, you act like her when she was young, or okay.
Yeah. So basically, you hung out with her on occasion. She's living
Yeah, a
in
lot.
Canada.
She came around, a lot, acted like a spiritual mother would, or like, stuff like that. She'd come around.
Yeah.
Let me show you something. She wanted to like show me like church, stuff like that, you know. Oh yeah.
Interesting. All right.
Hmm.
All right. So, basically, she told the clerk or whatever to shut their mouth because that was your daughter. And that's
For this
like the first
guy.
time you heard it. And then you were like kind of questioning it. And
Yeah,
then
because everything else was going on. I'm finding out this person's that person, that person's this person's that person. The music business is this, that person is this
yeah,
one. Like that's when all that was going on. I'm saying, well, I'll just be damned.
yeah. So it's not
Yeah.
uncommon for people to fake their deaths, especially when they're in a celebrity status. It's not uncommon,
Yeah.
and because we're going to hear another story in a couple minutes, I'm hoping, but
Oh,
it's come
yeah,
on
because
now.
I know who you're trying to get to, and I'm like,
Yeah, but it's also like nothing that we read about in these like magazines at the grocery store. That stuff isn't real. That's a fabricated background. That's a fabricated cause of death. Like nothing is what you've been told. And I guess that's the whole point of these stories is, like you tried to go through your life and live a normal, quiet life, and all these unusual things have happened. And as time went on, your eyes were more and more open, and then you had the realizations. And yeah, so you can see how unusual this story is getting. And all right, so do you want to say like kind of what happened next? Oh, and one other thing I wanted to say. When we told this story before, everyone was like, why don't you get DNA test? Well, duh. We love to have a DNA test. Okay. How are you
I
gonna get
offered.
how are you gonna get Donald Trump, the real Donald Trump? Okay, first of all, you got that issue. How are you gonna get him to sit down and give you some DNA? I don't think that's easily gonna happen. Okay,
I
so
offered.
we glad to do it. We'd be glad to do it, but like you
I
get your
offered more than once. It was sent directly to
yeah.
the heck is her name? The one that's always with him. It was sent directly to him. It was also sent to his lawyers too. But the lady that's always with him, what is her name? Oh shoot. I'll think of it in a minute. Give me a good.
Yeah.
Oh no,
No,
no, oh no. And there's proof and evidence. Believe me.
yeah.
They
Yeah.
all know. And think of it this way. I want people real quick. I got a call that's on my all over my pages too with E. Jean Carroll. I offered to give her my DNA to
Who
test
was
against
it?
her. E. Jean Carroll is Trump's
Oh,
accuser
oh,
that
oh,
just
oh.
won 80 something million
Yeah.
dollars from him, right? I told her I have a call with her. It's on my thing. She says, "Oh, Lydia, I would love to come and meet you wherever you are, Lydia." I said, "Well, that's great." I said, "Oh, yeah. Okay." I said, "And I will help you too. I'll give you my DNA to test against your coat." All of a sudden, I have it on tape, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
All of a sudden, I became a kook. And then after that, see, she went from, look it up, people, they went from demanding his DNA to then banning his DNA from court. After I offered you DNA, then you want to ban his DNA? Why? Then, but see, she went from being really nice to me. Lydia, I have the text messages and everything. I want to, I meet you anytime, any place. I offer you DNA, and then you say I need mental help. I'm being, I'm
Yeah.
not, I'm
I've
not being
been
followed.
I'm on
So
your channel, so I've been watching it. Yeah.
right.
So yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So I mean, lady, you're out of your mind. You're a lot. You know what I mean? Come on. I'm
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
liar. You are. I offered DNA. So people, now think about it this way. If you don't think that the biggest accuser who just won 80 something $1 million, supposedly, in court from Trump is not being tagged by the Secret Service, with all of her phone calls, all of her Twitter, all of her text messages, which include Lydia Durham's petition, Lydia Durham's claims, Lydia Durham offering her DNA, Lydia Durham saying, I'm Trump's daughter. Go ahead, Carol, let's do this. I want Trump to test. I want Trump to answer my claim. I want Trump to step in and do the right thing and everything else I'm saying. If
Yeah.
you don't think Secret Service has all this, they haven't said nothing to me. Why don't they do something?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Which is
If
great.
if they've all been replaced, if they're not the originals, all right, that why would they step forward, right?
Right.
You don't know whose DNA you're getting. You don't know, like they could say it's from Trump. Do we really know that? So yeah. So basically, what my point
Right.
was to the viewer is Lydia is super willing to do it, but how can you control those circumstances? You can't, you
Yeah,
know.
you can. But see, obviously something ain't right on the other end. Something's going on here because,
Yeah.
why is nobody coming forward to do anything?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you have such a willing and outspoken party on this end. Obviously, it ain't me that's hiding. Everybody runs from me,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
ain't got a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out of, and a flower outside for it to say hi to.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying. All
Yeah.
right, but yeah, go ahead.
We've got that gist. So basically, I wanted to, for the viewer to, just imagine your situation, frustration, no one's helping you, you don't have resources, you don't really know what to do. And you can't get to the top people because they're not responding. So that's kind of where she's been at.
Well, actually, I have gotten to the top people. That's the problem. They're using a high skilled thing called evasion. And why do they use evasion? I'm going to tell you because my stuff has gotten to the top tier people. And I know that for a fact. There's evidence. I have a whole list, which I will not release. Why? I'm not going to say that on here. But
Okay.
anyway, there's a
Super
reason.
cool.
However, it's a high skilled thing that they're using called evasion. Because even if they were to say the words no comment, somebody could report on that hey, and it could go
Yeah.
mainstream, it could go public, and then my name is it, then Lydia becomes popular, and
Yeah.
people will
Yeah.
listen, people hear. If they say nothing at all, now people have to watch what they say in reference to anything about me and them, because there could be maybe a lawsuit or whatever. If anybody like mainstream kind of says anything, they really have to be careful what they say. But even if one of them says the words no comment, it is still considered a comment in the news media world, bottom line. So
Okay.
what they do is use evasion. It's a
Okay.
high skill thing.
All right, so let's move forward. Let's tiptoe a little bit forward. No name calling. So what happened next?
Okay, I'll be good girl now.
Yeah.
Oh, what happened next?
What happened next?
Where were we?
Well,
Oh,
you're getting the must be nice to be Trump's daughter. You're getting that. You're getting you finally realize after a few months that he's your father. You've realized Whitney's your mom. You're flipping out a little bit, but what else happened of import?
well, I just got told that people are at somebody's house right now, but that's besides the point. That's why I'm laughing. But anyway,
Okay.
let's celebrate. No, anyway,
Okay.
we, okay. So, oh God, do we have to go into that other person?
Well, we're gonna have to
Well,
sooner or later.
actually, somebody just told me there's like somebody at their house watching right now. So if they are watching, yeah, let's go into that other person. Let's go into that.
We can wait till the next time, but I did promise three
No.
names. So
3 names?
three names. We got Donald Trump, we got Whitney Houston, and who should the third one be? Come on, the drums are rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Who should the third one be? Oh, well, it was Whitney. It was Whitney.
No, we got another name.
Damn it.
All right. Just tell the
Yeah.
story. It's
All
similar
right.
to
All
the
right. All
other
right. All
one.
right. All right. All right.
And just
So,
we're gonna get through it.
mm, every time that person's name comes to the forefront of my skull, okay, my body starts to shiver. I'm
Okay,
telling you,
okay.
you know, I start to just do the lean and my body starts to shiver. I'm telling you. Like, I mean, it's just such a thriller that I just can't take it. Yeah,
Right.
really.
All right. You can do
Well,
it. You can do it.
I just pictured him too. And it's like, felt like my bones were going to jump out of my skin. But yeah, stop texting. Anyway, I'm talking to, he knows who I'm talking to. Okay, so, um, all right, that person, let's see, how should I even start that? It's so weird. That by far is the weirdest one out of them all.
Yeah, yeah.
That person is weirder than Manson, man.
So
Minus the in the fridge and
you
all.
were like going about your business and you would hear various songs, again, stuff on YouTube, the same kind of stuff.
Person's
All
out there,
this,
man.
a very concentrated amount of, like, we'll call them clues, okay?
Yeah.
And you
That
know,
that person right there is the most cryptic person in the world by far. I don't think there is a person alive, and that's a key word too, right there. Alive. That could that could outbeat
right,
that person.
right.
That
So just go on with the story and come on, just tell the story.
I
Like,
know, but I have to tease everybody. Okay.
you have to what?
Tease everyone.
All right,
That
we have to,
person's smooth, boy.
yeah.
That person, I mean, you don't know which way it's going to come from with that person.
Well,
So
this
you
person is a master of
you
disguises,
got that right.
and
He could come fat, he could come thin, he could come young, he could come old, he could come as a man, he could come as a damn woman.
yeah, master of
Really,
disguises.
really. He could come black, he could come white, he could come as he'll listen, he'll come as a you know what? He could come as the damn Easter bunny delivering eggs.
Okay.
I'm dead serious too. He
So
could
you're
come
in the car, you hear a song. You're at the gas
all the
station, you
time.
hear a song. You go to your TV, there's a song on. Your
They
computer.
start, oh no, they started sending, and like a dumbass, I fell in the trap too because I didn't know. All of a sudden, they start sending these things about him being alive. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I start telling the kids, I'm like, oh, because Clifford loved him. Clifford would like do him all the time, Michael Jackson. So I'm like, Clifford, do you know that
What?
Michael
Wait, did I, what word was that? What name was that?
Clifford Jack? I said, Clifford. I said, Clifford, guess what? Michael Jackson might be alive. He's like, really? I said, yeah. I'm watching it like an idiot, falling right in the trap. Like, man, this is interesting. This is cool. Like watching all these videos with the stupid music going, like because they would put these stupid like musics down, like these like weird musics behind it, like whatever, and then like funny stuff like wanted dead or alive, like posters of him, wanted dead or alive on it, like all these things about him, like all these interesting things about how he like would do these cryptic messages about telling his fans he's alive, like all this stupid stuff. And I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, wow, he's so smart doing it that way. Like I'm thinking, and then all of a sudden, because I'm watching it and I'm like, whoa, that's crazy, man. Like, wow, that's interesting though. And then, they're talking about like why you would do this and that. But when I start going outside, okay, and I have people walking around in something you could clearly tell is a mask, okay? Like, and I'm going, well, that's on. I mean, no, literally, like where you're laughing because I mean, it's like a big nose, like plastic damn nose. You see the damn strings, like and it's walking past. And it's like a fake mustache, and it goes,
Yep.
"Hey, how are you?" And I'm like, "The hell? What is that?" Like, and it'll be like it will stand next to you and start talking or whatever, like things like that. Like it'll just stand there talking to you, like in a trench coat, like looking like Dick Tracy or something. Like it looks crazy. I'm telling you, he will have the weirdest stuff done, man. He's freaking out there, man. I'm telling you, he's freaking out there, man. So I mean, people come up, they'll open a newspaper with a fake mustache on, the freaking nose with the string going, freaking hat going, freaking wig or something, short wig. It looks weird though, and it'll be just stand next to you like, so how are you today? And you're like, this ain't real. Like, the hell? And it'll have a weird conversation. Like, it'll say weird things too, like give you cryptic messages, like, I woke up feeling like I wasn't alive, like something like that. And you're like, feeling like you weren't alive. Like, like alive would be or whatever. Like, or they would even like something like, better off dead than, or no, better off alive than dead. Like, whatever. Like, it's saying like things like, you know, or you'd have like people walking past, be like real hunched over, walking with a cane, like, it's queer with mask, like something, like some part of the costume would like fall off. I'm telling you, to clearly like give the hint of disguises, like, and I'm just like, the hell? And then it's like it would go with whatever I was watching in reference to him on the YouTube. I would play with it actually. I'd say, I wonder what they're going to put on today. And then I'd go outside and see if whatever they were doing would match the hell up, because I was literally like I literally would be like a test run. I'd be like, okay, let's see, what are they talking about today, and go outside and see what the hell would happen, to see if it would happen, and I'll just be damned. There it was, and I'm like, this is insane. So then I get on, and I'm like, I get on this other thing, and I'm like playing with this whatever. Then I'm like, yo, why do I have this feeling like this motherfucker is like around or something? Like, I'm telling you, it was so weird, man. And then even like the kids, like Clifford's like, I don't know. I think Michael might be around, this and that. I'm like, what? I'm like, all right, this is getting real out there, man. You know, and then all of a sudden, like there was a bunch of cryptic messages I'm going to skip past because it's just too much, man. When I tell you though, it was out there, the music, this lighting, glittered socks, people glittered socks, like crazy crap. And I'm like, oh, what the? I'm like, now Michael Jackson's in on it. What the hell is going on? Like, I'm telling you, it's just out there, man. And I'm like, this is effing nuts. Then this guy, Jeffrey Lee, comes along. That's his name, Jeffrey Lee. And then, he comes. I didn't know, whatever. But then he's just doing his thing or whatever. And it was Clifford. Cliff said, doesn't he look like the older, when Michael was real young? I said, what are you talking about? And then he's going, huh, huh, like clearing his throat real loud, going like this, like making a scene of himself. And I looked at him, but Clifford pulled up this picture of him, and it's from like back in the day, like the off the wall albums, but like it wasn't from the album though. It was like he had like a skiing kind of hat or something. Like he had something, I don't know what he had, something. It was, so it wasn't the picture from the album, it was something, right? And I looked at the picture, and then I looked at him, and I'm like, the hell? Like it looked exactly like him, but just he was older. I got to be honest. And I'm like, and I said, what in the hell is going on in this house, man? And that's when I said, you people are nuts, man. And then music started pumping outside. The freaking Beat It or something started blazing outside. Eat it. And I'm saying, holy, I said, I'm out of here, man. I told him, I said, you all are kooks. Everybody in here is a kook.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Jeffrey Lee, so he came to your house multiple times. You
Yep.
guys like went out, I think you said karaoke maybe. You went out and what else can you tell us?
You probably don't, but not myself. Well, what do you want now?
I'm whatever you want to tell people. I know what Smarty has said, and I want,
I'm scared to
Huh?
ask.
No, no.
I am scared to ask what's smart.
Don't you know?
Oh no, I don't know. Oh yeah, I mean I know what Smarty says.
He said that he's the father of your children.
Oh well,
Okay. So whoever's watching this can test. Yeah. And it's interesting because you have musical ability, as do your kids. Yeah. Okay. So what else do you want to tell us about him?
he drives me nuts.
Okay. So have you seen him recently?
He drives. Have I seen Jeffrey Lee recently? Who the hell knows? He could be in disguise right now.
Yeah. Well, we know he's in disguise.
Yeah,
We know he's bebopping around.
yeah.
And okay. So
He
that's
could be in disguise. He could be like right there. I could have seen him recently. He only lets me know when he wants to. However, like this, I will say this. Michael, Jeffrey, whatever the heck you're calling yourself, whatever the heck you are, okay? I don't even care what you are, who you are, what you are, whatever it is. I am not playing your games anymore. Either do it right or just don't do it. Like, enough.
yeah,
I would
okay.
agree. No, I think everybody would agree at this point. Just do it. Like Nike says, just do it.
Mhm.
There's no sense in any of this anymore. But I know I ain't playing your games anymore. Hell with that.
When you say any of this anymore, like what are you talking about though? Like specifically, what are you talking about?
Okay. Oh, that. Okay. There's no reason that we all, meaning me, the children, and including himself, I got to be honest, including himself, should have to live like this no more.
Yeah.
See, I also speak for him, believe it or not. I mean, yes, me and the children, because, you know, we're completely innocent in all this. You know what I mean? And enough is enough. Like I said before, I mean, how could you leave? You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Yeah.
Financially, we don't have nothing. And people don't realize it when they see me on the interviews because I like to play around. I like to have whatever. I don't like to, I'm not this downer kind of person. I don't walk
Not a
around.
victim. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that all the time. I try to keep it up. I try to, keep the vibe up and the energy up, but so I don't, people can't, whatever. But man, come on. How much can really, how much can one person take? How much abuse, terrorism, and beaten physically, mentally, emotionally, financially
Yeah.
can one person take when you really, really, nothing you have is your own?
Yeah.
Nothing,
Yeah.
and then you don't even have your family or, and you're just hanging on a thread and you just have nothing.
Yeah.
Enough is enough. And then when it comes to him too, and these kids, what the kids are going through, it's really not good. It's not. And that wears on me too when I think of them. It's not healthy at all. And people are messed up here. They're really messed up.
Yeah.
So
And
it's time for somebody to do something and do something right. And when it comes to him, honestly, it's not right either, because it's like, you know, you're living your life. When is it time for you to actually live a life that's not bouncing here, there, playing all these roles and doing, you know what I mean? And just be able to really actually be who you are and do what and if you
Yeah.
want to be with your family, be with your family. If you want to do this and do that or live it, whatever, like, stop the charade.
Can you imagine having, let's say, a ton of money and all the other good things, everything at your fingertips, but not being able to access it? Like everyone's after you for
Right.
your money, for this, for that. Like they're all trying to you have to actually fake your friggin' death so that you can live. Like how crazy is that? And so
It's
many
disgusting.
celebrities have done that just so that
Disgusting.
they can survive. And they've lived very quiet, undercover lives. Well, I think that they're going to be coming out into the open soon. And I look forward to that, to knowing the true story, but they have
Right.
to be safe. You know what I
Right.
mean? And there's a lot of corruption out there they were exposed to, and we're seeing it out in the news right now,
Mhm.
starting to come out again. So it's coming. It's taking its time. Like I would have liked to have this out, like yesterday, but
Mhm.
we're seeing the headlines now. Now, whether that starts the snowball effect or not, will it's got to. It's got to. So I think
Yeah.
that that has to happen before any of these guys can feel safe again to tell their story and to come out. And 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 it's also my guess, you're not really going to have satisfaction until that time comes. Like you're going to be living your quiet life until that time comes. And then your life probably will change quite a bit.
Right. See, and I don't even mind to say the quiet life, that it is what it is.
Yeah.
But what bothers me is the fact that, when you have to sit here and live where you have no control over anything. You
Yeah.
cannot, you got to worry about your kids. You have to worry about them struggling the way they are,
Right.
worrying about their emotional and mental health. You have to worry about them going through what they're going through. If they're okay, you have nothing to help them. You can't help yourself. You have nothing. Everybody has control over you because you have nothing. You
Right.
can't even help yourself. You don't even have, simple things. Okay. And then, it's like you're living on this, on a thread from day to day, week to week, month to month, and you're just waiting. And then your quality of life is just, it's nothing. And then you have hopes and dreams, your kids have hopes and dreams, and they linger on if something's gonna open up, and you're just there,
Yeah.
and it's a survival until, who
Right.
cares if it's quiet or it's not, like, oh, this and that, that's not, it's
Well,
this
it's
horrible suppression, oppression, depression of everything. And then, you have this horrible state of poverty too, where you can't help yourself nor anybody else around you that actually really needs it. And you really don't have anybody there either that's really willing to help you get further. And then there's things that you need to do or want to do, you can't do that because you can't even get the things that you need at that either.
right.
You're just here, and the time is just passing by, and
Yeah.
you're just stuck,
Yeah.
like
But
wasting away.
I want to compliment you for several things. First of all, when you became aware of, all of this stuff happening in your life, and then your kids were taken away, you weren't just sitting there boo-hooing on the couch. Okay. A lot of us wouldn't know what to do. You are a very strong, very smart person. And
Thank
so,
you so
you
much.
know, you've gathered resources. You've done the very best you can do. You have not sat around. You haven't relented. You're still out there fighting, and your knowledge is going to be used to advocate for other people, as I've seen on your channel, that have had, similar circumstances. You're going to know what to do and who to talk to and how to help them better because of what you've gone through, you know. And that
Right,
doesn't really make you feel much better, but I think you're like the light at the end of the tunnel is starting to show through now for you. So, yeah.
right,
Yeah, but you're super strong, and a person that didn't have that strength wouldn't be sitting here now.
right.
And look
No,
at, they've
thank you.
tried to kill you a jillion times too.
Yeah.
Cars blowing up, cars on fire, accidents, all this crazy stuff.
Blowouts.
The drugs, like the poison, like that is not typical stuff that someone would go through, and you're still here. So
Mhm.
there's a big reason that we don't know yet. It's going to be really fun, I think, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
we can go two ways here. We can keep going with more Q&A, or we can come back another time, however you want to do it.
Oh, it's however you want. We're still live too.
Yep, we're live.
Oh,
And yeah. So basically you found out MJ was your well, who he was, first of
yeah.
all.
Who he was,
Yeah.
Jeffrey Lee.
You
Leave it
hung
at
out with
that.
him a little bit, blah, 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 blah.
I could tell you a fun story though.
Yeah, let's hear that.
I brought him into Fox 5 News.
When was this?
2018.
Okay.
I brought him into Fox 5 News as Jeffrey Lee. Oh, because I wanted it to end so bad, you know? So I told him, I said, let's go. You're going into Fox 5 News. He's like, I am. I was like, yeah, you're going to Fox 5 News. You're going to end this death hoax. And he's like, they're not going to listen to you. I said, I don't care. Walked him right in there. He's just standing there and he's gone. And I said, excuse me, excuse me. And they said, yes, can we help you? I said, you're going to report that he's alive. They were like, well, from the looks of it, he's alive. I said, do you know who the hell that is?
Oh my
They were
God.
like, who is it? I said, it's Michael Jackson. I said, it's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
They were like, what? I said, it is Michael Jackson. I said, take a good look at him. It is Michael Jackson. And he's standing there. They're not listening to you. Never once did he say, she's crazy. No, I'm not. None of that. He just said, they're not listening to you.
They won't listen for multiple
No, they're
reasons.
not.
They're heavily programmed. They've got the story
Oh, yeah.
down. And then they don't want to break a story and have it be an imposter. There's a lot of
Yeah.
lookalikes out there and people that act like, you know what I mean?
Well,
I get
see,
that.
he's not the one they last seen. The pale, skinny nose with the hair going, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, they were like, oh, this and that, fake news. I said, you're fake news, and they're like, no, that's CNN. I said, no. I said, that's you too. I said, that's you too. I said, did you report Michael Jackson dead? I said,
Yeah.
every news station reported Michael Jackson dead. I
Yeah.
said, that makes you fake news too. I said, because I'm telling you, the SOB is standing in front of your face. He's right here in the flesh. You should take his DNA. I'm telling you right now, that is Michael Jackson. And then I started breaking it down. I was like, guaranteed. I said, his legal name is Michael Joe Jackson. They got it on the death certificate because it's fake as Michael Joseph Jackson. That is not legal on a death certificate to have the middle name not be the legal name from the birth certificate. I said, because his legal name is not Michael Joseph Jackson. I said, you're not doing your facts. Like I started breaking down facts in there
Yeah.
about how he is not dead. I said, you know why? Because he is not dead. You people did not check your facts. I started breaking down the grave site, that there's no body in the grave site. I started breaking down. No, I did. I said, because I do my research. You people don't do your research about Michael Joe Jackson. I said, his name is not Joseph legally. It's not Joseph.
I just saw a thing,
Yeah.
like, I think it was yesterday, on how the death certificate was not signed.
No, it's not signed.
Yeah.
I brought that up too. I said, it's not time. I said, and furthermore, they did not look at his the so-called body in the morgue. They
Yeah,
used the driver's license to identify that. Who
yeah,
does that? Like
yeah,
I said, you people don't even know that because he ain't dead.
yeah.
And they're like, you're telling us that Michael Jackson's not dead? I said, the facts tell you that, fool. And he's like, they're not gonna listen. Let's just go. And I said, shut your mouth. I said, and furthermore, my father is Manson. Oh, I brought that up too.
Yeah.
Furthermore, my father is Manson.
Oh my
And
God.
they just look like only in New York City. I said, no, actually, it's in America. And you all report fake news. Oh, yeah, I was going at it.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, Lydia is a master decoder. So she pulls up everything. She compares the numbers, the dates, the this, the that. She is so good at it. And you'll see it all the time on her Telegram channel, which I'll put in the description. And, one other thing I'll say as long as I'm talking is, if you want to support Lydia, she's got her Cash App and PayPal and all that in the description below. And she'd appreciate anything, you feel called to donate to her. And so basically, summary version, adopted, raised by Charles Manson. We don't know who your adopted mother really was.
No.
We find out then adopted father is Charles Manson, real father is Trump, and I believe the real Trump. Um, and then we find out the mother was Whitney Houston when she was super young. And then Michael Jackson. So that's a pretty interesting story right there. I'm sure there's tons and tons of details we don't know yet, and that's all good because you'll be telling us again in more detail at some point. Let me ask a question though, Lydia.
Yeah.
What specifically would you like to happen at this point? So what's your objective at this point? Clifford is now 18. He's still living in the household he was in, I assume. What would you like to have
No,
happen?
he's in LA.
Oh, he's in LA now. So he signed on with a record label.
Hmm.
And okay. So he's out there. Mm, okay. What would you like to happen in your life? I know it's a
Well,
hard question because you don't know, how it's going to go.
yeah.
Down, but
I mean, I stopped asking Trump himself
yeah,
to say anything. I mean,
yeah.
that just seems like a lost cause.
I think
It is what it is.
the
Well,
replacements, even if you
yeah,
got their DNA, it's not going to match. Okay. Because
yeah,
they're
I
replacements.
mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is with that. But I still want the truth to come out
Yeah.
because it's the only way, because my character on paper, from what they've done to it, is a lie and it's not right.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's just not right.
Yeah.
It's not right. And that's not justice. The targeted individual program that they're running needs to end. It's not right to any person, any
Yeah.
human being.
Yeah.
That's number two. CPS, that needs to be dealt with. And just because, my kids are over 18, I mean, doesn't mean it should still run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
You know, and it just, this whole thing needs to, it just
Yeah.
needs
Well,
to be
we
exposed.
know that CPS is a corrupt organization,
Got that right?
and they're really like child procurement services, not protection.
Yeah,
I hate to say that, but it's true. And
it is
they
true.
were caught, I'm gonna say it was 2017, maybe a little earlier. They caught CPS with, it was like a ship or a barge. I forget the number of kids. Let's say 250 foster kids. What they did is they went and took them all out of their foster homes. They put them on the barge and they were down around Florida going somewhere when they caught them. Now, where were all those kids being taken? See, we can't
Yeah.
trace those kids. Like, they're the ones that have the records on those kids. We don't know how to trace them. So they are a corrupt organization, and nothing happened back then, right? So it's only gotten worse and worse and worse. So we know that's all coming out. We know about the child trafficking.
Yeah.
They're, the pedophilia, it's coming out in the news. Not fast enough, but it's coming out, and that's a good thing. We need that to come out.
Yeah.
And one thing I think you had told me, if I'm not mistaken, is that Trump did come to you in disguise, maybe when you were in your, like, say, 20s. I
hmm
think you said you were in the hospital. Is that true?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no.
Oh
But
no, no. Oh, that one time when I had the knee operation, I was older than 20s though.
yeah,
hmm
you know. And you
hmm
said he came to visit you. Is that
Yeah, that was yes.
okay?
hmm If
And
that
you
was
didn't
Trump.
really know,
As Gator?
what's that?
As Gator?
Yeah. So how'd you know it was him?
Well, I didn't then. But that was the little clues I was
Yeah,
getting um lately. Yeah.
yeah. That's
So
interesting. Well, you've had an interesting life,
this is
and I'm just
interesting. I have Clifford calling.
oh, well, I'm gonna go then. You've got to talk to him. I was just gonna say we're gonna see this on a mini series. All right. You're gonna go so you can talk to him, okay?
Yes.
Thanks
But
for your
thank
time.
you guys. I appreciate.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate this.
Appreciate it, Lydia. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, Sue. Bye, everyone. Okay.